Hello and good day. My name is Ivan Nguyen. Welcome to my video on leadership and collaboration for Chorus Nursing Flex Path 4010, leading people, processes, and organizations and interprofessional practice. The following are some of the things I intend to discuss throughout the video. They are to reflect on an experience of interdisciplinary collaboration, learning how it was successful and effective in reaching desired outcomes, identify ways in which ineffective collaboration can lead to inefficient management of both human and financial resources, and provide evidence from the relevant literature to support the claims, determine the leadership practices that have been identified in the literature in order to enhance the approach that an interdisciplinary team takes in order to accomplish its objective, and finally determine which interdisciplinary cooperation tactics are the most effective best practices in order to assist the team in accomplishing its objectives. To start off, I'd like to share my experience when I was coming off of my 90-day new graduate nurse orientation for my medical surgical telemetry unit. I've been on my own for the past month, and I was given my first med-surg run, which consists of 5 patients instead of the usual 4, which would be considered a med-surg telemetry run. Um, when a nurse on my unit has a med-surg run, it usually means patients are not just put on cardiac telemetry monitoring, usually in prime position to be discharged home. As a nurse in a level 2 trauma hospital, I have to ensure patient safety throughout my entire time providing care. According to Sage Journals 2023, acute care is a vital part of healthcare worldwide, and acute care nurses have a critical role in identifying situations that may impact patient safety and quality of care. In my particular instance, around 7:10 a.m. during shift change and bedside shift report, one of my patients that the night RN was giving me a report to started to develop signs and symptoms of a stroke. The patient had developed right-sided facial droop, slurred words or speech, and right-sided weakness overall. And the patient's blood pressure had spiked and elevated to 225 systolic over 75 diastolic. The night nurse and I immediately tended to the patient, and I immediately called for a code stroke. After a code stroke was called, I contacted the covering night shift provider via Tiger Text and explained everything that happened, but the provider did not respond or get to read the message. Therefore, I continued to monitor the patient while trying to search for who was the potential day shift provider. While doing so, I also switched through the patient's orders at the same time to see what medication would help lower the patient's blood pressure. I was able to find a medication called labetalol, 5 milligrams IV. That's usually made for systolic blood pressure of 220 or higher in this patient's case, and it's supposed to be given every hour as needed. And I also learned to report that the patient had a history of strokes, so both the night nurse and I knew we had to act quickly. Then I immediately told my charge RN that I still needed to find out who the day shift provider was because the physician list for the day had not been updated. This allowed me to focus on obtaining the medication so that I could administer it properly. After giving the medication, I notified the day shift nursing assistant to recheck the patient's blood pressure within 10 minutes and then 10 minutes again. I was then told by my charge nurse she was able to get in contact with a day shift provider and notify them what was happening. At this point, the on-call neurologist, day shift provider, and other members of the allied health team arrived. In this moment, I was able to collaborate with the different members of the team to help advocate for my patient, and they all agreed that more care needed to be done quickly. Once the neurologist and day shift provider were able to meet and collaborate to discuss the plan of care going forward, it was clear from the start that there was some disagreement between the primary provider and the neurologist. Um, but essentially, the neurologist had ultimately decided to take point and ordered a stat EKG to get an idea of what the patient's heart rhythm was, and a secondary set of labs and a CT scan in the event the first set did not show what the neurologist was looking for. According to Levesque et al. 2022, they note that the acute care unit presents a high-risk setting characterized by distinct team dynamics among healthcare professionals working in close proximity to one another. This shows by collaborating with various interdisciplinary team members, we successfully ruled out the stroke and managed to lower the patient's blood pressure. As a result, the patient's symptoms resolved, allowing them to have a relatively calm remainder of the shift. Also, the patient's family expressed profound gratitude for us, the nurses and the rest of the team, to address their loved one's rapidly deteriorating condition. And previously highlighted by Levesque, quote, interprofessional collaboration improves safe and efficient patient care. Conversely, poor communication and teamwork within an acute care environment can jeopardize patient safety. Next, how can poor collaboration result inefficient management of human and financial resources? This shows by ineffective collaboration can greatly impact both personnel management and financial resources. Miscommunication can often result in tasks needing to be redone, such as increased imaging cost or prolonged hospital stays, which ultimately waste valuable resources. This emphasizes the necessity of effective team communication to prevent rapid responses or code blues through patients. During these events, it is crucial to have all necessary tools and materials prepared, as actions like opening code card can be costly. As Casey Fragos in 2021 mentioned, and quote, the excess cost associated with extended hospital stays may therefore represent an additional substantial cost of treatment for the patient that should be considered in future economic evaluations. Extended hospital stays may result from poor communication within critical care units, leading to both personal and financial consequences. For instance, the estimated cost of a single night in a hospital could cost thousands of dollars. Kushan et al. In 2021 states, quote, U.S. citizens lose thousands of dollars for extended hospital stays, which can be caused by the lack of interprofessional team collaboration and communication, end quote. Ineffective teamwork can lead to higher expenses and mismanagement of both financial and human resources. Therefore, fostering a culture of collaboration is essential for healthcare organizations. Now, how can best practice leadership strategies improve the interdisciplinary teams to enhance their goals? Reducing communication errors is one of the main points that healthcare professionals can provide ways for leaders to promote faster and efficient teamwork. And according to the Journal of Acute Care Practice by Van Dalen, ineffective communication is a major contributor to adverse outcomes in acute care settings. Similarly, the importance of using closed-loop communication techniques to prevent adverse events. For example, in this situation, the primary provider for the day could have been updated promptly, allowing for faster response times by other physicians and other team members, and providing better collaboration between the neurologist and the day shift provider. Now, the best practice for interdisciplinary collaboration strategies to help teams achieve their goals, leadership can incorporate more training to enhance teamwork, fostering better collaboration among team members, and another interdisciplinary approach can rely on aligning the team's goals, prioritizing patient safety, and working cohesively within the structured environment of acute care. As Levesque in 2022 notes that patients are healthcare's central focus and their outcomes are affected by the interdisciplinary team process overall. Finally, effective teamwork and communication within the team can play a crucial role in influencing patient care and outcomes. When patients observe disagreements among their interprofessional team, it can foster an environment of doubt and compromise their sense of safety. That is why collaboration is impossible without clear and effective communication, and it is essential to recognize the importance of each team member's role. Every role is interconnected, as one cannot function effectively without the other. That's why the ultimate objective remains to deliver the best and highest quality of care to all patients. Thank you.